Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Here again today at C2 Tactical in Scottsdale, just having fun, shooting some guns. I want to show you a little thing about my SP5 here, particularly why I like suppressors on home defense guns, because this guy gets pretty cool when we're using subsonic ammo. The Black Arch Protoss holster is the only hybrid-like holster that I can recommend. It does everything that a holster needs to do and is great for strong side carry. They're part of our holster consortium. Go check them out at the link in the description. I have a little test here for you. So what I have in this magazine, I have 3 115 grain 9mm full metal jackets. I think we're gonna be able to hear the difference on my onboard mic. And 115 grain 9mm is supersonic, especially out of this long a barrel, okay? But it goes through the can and it's pretty darn quiet, man. It's amazing. Now, I wouldn't wanna take my ears off indoors because the crack, the supersonic sound barrier breaking, it's a little cracky, as it were. It's cracky. How about that? And that sounds too close to being racist. Honestly, I'm not gonna say that word again. But what it allows me to do here is it allows me to have some good stuff. But underneath that, I have 10 158 grain full metal jackets that are subsonic. And what you're gonna hear is as soon as we go run to the subsonic rounds, the crack of the supersonic barrier goes away. And that makes this gun in its current configuration hearing safe indoors. Now, I am also saying that if you use heavier weight defensive ammo, which I load this gun for defensive purposes with 147 grain standard pressure Federal HST, and 147 grain HSTs are subsonic. And therefore, that turns this into a hearing safe defensive tool, which is great for me, right? Now, you're still gonna hear it, don't get me wrong. It doesn't make it silent. It's not like the movies where it's like, it doesn't do that, okay? You still know you shot a gun, but it leaves my hearing intact if I have to then communicate with my family, if I need to communicate with responding officers, with my family's hearing is pretty cool. So I'm gonna show it to you just to have some fun, all right? So we got, there we go, little HK slap. So running this, again, this is a pistol. This is a SP5 braced pistol. So let's talk about our first 3, which I'm not taking my ears off for, okay? First 3, 115 grain. Let's hear what it sounds like. You can hear the crack? You hear that kind of little extra ka-tow, ka-tow, ka-tow. Now, a couple of times, let's just hear 2, 3 with the 158 grains. Do you hear the difference? Don't believe me? Now, am I gonna recommend you do this a whole lot? No. Certainly not on a public range, but we're out on a private bay because C2 loves me. I'm their resident YouTube nerd, right? So again, I'm zero hearing protection indoors. I wouldn't want to do it all day. It's a very loud crack. And I don't think it's coming through kind of how loud the crack is through the mics. It's clipping for sure, right? I would guess it's probably in the 120-ish decibel range. So it's loud. Give you one more shot. But it's hearing safe. I don't have the ee or any of that stuff, which means if I have to shoot in a defensive context, this guy with subsonics, that MP5 SD can. Now, again, this can is actually designed to put on the MP5K so that it's sitting down here over the barrel and all that stuff. I don't have one of those, and that's a whole different tax stamp problem, okay? But this is why I deal with the tax stamp problems so that I can have a defensive tool that works really well in a defensive context.